So I wanted to start out this review with an apology. An apology to the comedian Bill Burr. I actually saw Bill Burr do some stand-up in 2014 and I didn't laugh a single time. And to be fair, neither did most of the audience. But that wasn't our fault. It's not because he wasn't funny. It's because I was exhausted. Someone years ago created the Oddball Comedy Fest, and I went to the one in 2014. And that's where an awkward amount of your favorite comedians tour together, and they all play one show. Bill Burr headlined, which means he was the last one to go. By the time he came up, I was all laughed out. There were just too many comedians, and I couldn't handle Bill at the end. If you're curious about who was on before Bill, it was Sarah Silverman, Chris Hardwick, Chris D'Elia, Hannibal Buress, Michael Che, Brody Stevens, Jim Jeffries, Amy Schumer, and Ari Shaffir. After all those comics, the crowd sucked, and Bill made sure we knew it. He really bitched us out because no one was laughing. And honestly, I feel bad because he was funny. I just couldn't laugh. I was just too tired. I was exhausted. What I needed was a nice nap in between. And since Bill Burr will definitely be watching this video, I just wanted to say, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry.
Go fuck yourself.
Pete Davidson plays a loser that lives with his mom that's an aspiring tattoo artist. His dad died when he was younger, and now his mom's dating a new guy, and he doesn't like it. Honestly, there's really not much more to it than that. It's a Judd Apatow movie, so basically you're just watching real life, and somehow it's funny. Pete Davidson is your protagonist, and this story is a loose adaptation of his real life. His father was a firefighter that died on 9/11, and it actually came across on screen that he's taking this performance seriously. He's still a funny guy, but he's actually acting here. I fear that since this story is so personal to him, that this might be the performance of his lifetime. This might be the best Pete Davidson we ever get, which is great for this movie. Not so great for his career. I'm just not really convinced quite yet that he's got enough to be an actor. He was pretty much the same in the last movie he was in. Way better in this movie, but same type of character. It's typecast. He's typecast. He is very naturally sarcastic, and I thought he was funny as shit. He does carry this movie on his own, but the supporting cast really helps out because his character is not likable. He's just kind of an asshole with a chip on his shoulder, and everyone in his life puts up with his shit. Until Bill Burr comes along. Bill plays Pete's mom's new boyfriend. Bill has the same profession as Pete's deceased father, so that builds a nice animosity between the two. I was not expecting Bill Burr to be a good actor, but that dude can fucking act. He was great, and he might have been my favorite character of the movie. He plays a tough guy with a really big heart, and while I was watching this, I was like, wish he could be my dad. Great job. I did not expect that. The rest of the cast was also just right for this movie. The casting director knew what was up. Obviously, Marissa Tomei did a great job as Pete's mom. I love that realistic loyalty she has to her son, even though she's aware that her son is a total deadbeat. Her character has her own hurdles to overcome as well. This movie has characters with layers. It's always good to see Judd Apatow's daughter Maud in his movies. She's literally grown up in front of our eyes for the last 13 years, and she's on par to be a great actress. I also just had to shout out this guy. Do you recognize him? It's Juan Pablo from Nacho Libre.
How come we can't ever have just like a salad?
Be grateful, Juan Pablo. Today is especially delicious. Mira. Con permiso.
And anyone that's in Nacho Libre, the best comedy of all time, is cool with me.
A nice pile drive to the face. Or a punch to the face.
Now, I don't mind spending $20 on a movie if it's worth my time. And I'm gonna be honest here, this movie was fucking worth it. I kinda loved it. It really makes a difference when Judd Apatow directs a movie. He has this way of making the movie relate to the audience, and then he just lets the characters be funny naturally. You're watching real life with people that are funny, and somehow that formula works, and it's hilarious. It worked for 40-Year-Old Virgin, This Is 40, Knocked Up, and it worked for this too. You're watching all these characters go through their own growth and reach a realistic conclusion at the end. And within that, I find myself laughing my ass off the whole movie. The acting was great across the board. I found the story to be simple, but it was solid. At times the movie did feel long, but I think they earned that length. It's like 2 hours and 15 minutes. But if they took anything else out of this movie, I don't know if it would feel as natural as it did. I was also surprised at how much heart this movie had. There were some great moments that made me go, aw. The actual dialogue between characters, that was my favorite, especially when Pete Davidson is talking to any member of Bill Burr's family. And the group of firefighters in this movie, I really believed that they were a family. These are like minor characters with very little screen time that you give a shit about. It's nice. I kind of love this movie. I do recommend it. I did think it's worth the $20 to watch on demand or wherever you rent movies these days. Or you could just wait. The price eventually will go down, and it'll end up on TV for sure. Whatever you prefer. Just watch it sometime whenever it's convenient for you, alright? Okay, see ya. Subscribe!